Hello, I'd like to talk about rapid trance inductions. And it seems to be that, the last 10, maybe 15 years that people haven't trained this on a hypnotherapy course. But it is really important, and we'll start to explain a little bit more why. So, Bella, what I'd like to do today is to show you how rapid induction goes and the reason for it as well, because sometimes we get clients who are highly analytical. So if you tell a highly analytical person that they must sit back in the chair and relax and let all the sounds drift away and concentrate on the voice, they're not going to, because they've got a very busy internal dialogue going on and they are analysing everything you say. So typically, after they've come out of trance, they'll probably say, I don't think I was hypnotised, because I didn't feel terribly relaxed, or I was hearing everything that was going on, or I could hear all the sounds that were around. And it might put them off a little bit, and it makes you feel it's like lack of confidence yourself, thinking, oops, maybe they're not going to come back, or maybe they just don't feel hypnotised. So no matter how analytical that person is, it's a good idea to have other methods of getting them into trance. Of course, the more experienced that you become, then even with analytical people, you can use the right language with them and they will start to go into a trance. But at the beginning, this particular rapid induction video that we're doing now is for newly qualified therapists, and also ones who are going through the training and thinking, I'd really like to learn this, so it'll be important. Of course, not only people who are analytical, but also you get people who want to talk a lot. And typically our sessions are an hour long. And if somebody wants to come in and they haven't told these problems to anybody else, it might take a long time. And there you are, busy looking at your clock thinking, oh, I really haven't got a lot of time left. They've talked so much that I've got 20 minutes, and they've come for hypnosis, and it's important that they receive some hypnosis. But if it's going to take me 10 or 12 minutes to get them into a good trance state, I haven't got much time to use all the suggestions. So again, this would be particularly useful, and also for people who are very anxious too. To ask them to sit back and relax is an impossibility, because if they knew how to do that, maybe they wouldn't be anxious. So the fact is, we need to get some people into a very quick and rapid trance state. So first of all, we'll start off exactly how I would be with a client, and I'd say, I wonder if it's okay if you put your hand on top of mine.
Yes. Fine.
Okay, excellent. Now what I'm going to do in the next couple of moments is I'm going to count from 1 to 3. And what I'd like you to do is for you to push down with your hand, and I'm going to push back the other way.
Okay.
And at the same time as you're doing that, you're going to just keep your focus on my eyes. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, all right. So here we go then.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. And just as you're pushing down and I'm pushing back the other way, I want you to notice that your eyes begin to become heavy, drowsy and droopy. You're just going to let your eyes close. Let them go now. Let them go sleep. All right, excellent. So, just as you're just relaxing there and letting yourself feel really nice and comfortable, feeling nice and safe, and maybe there's a part of you inside that's thinking, oh, that felt a little bit funny, or a little bit of a jump there, but it just shows you how willing and able you are to just go into a nice relaxed state so that I can carry on talking to you. Now, for the purposes of this demonstration, Bella, I'm just going to count from 1 to 3, and you can just come back with your eyes nice and clear and nice and back into awareness. So 1, 2, 3, that's right, open your eyes and come back into the room again. So I don't know how you felt with that last little bit when the hand goes down and it seems a little bit quick for you, or what did you think?
It catches you by surprise.
Right.
And I think that the hand moving in such a sudden manner allows your head to go at the same time.
Yes.
So it was comfortable.
Yes. And I think that's it, the element of surprise. So most people will be thinking, and the analytical people think, what's all this about? What's about this pushing down business, and why have I got to look in their eyes? And we are focusing their conscious awareness on the eyes and the pushing down.
Yeah.
So in a moment, we're going to go through that in slow time, because this particular technique is all about getting the coordination right. And there are many therapists out there that are too scared to do this. And why do you think they may be scared to do it?
For fear of how the client may react. I felt that I wanted to laugh, so that would be off-putting for me as a therapist.
Okay, and the other thing about it, and you're probably realising more and more now, that we can use laughter quite easily. We can utilise anything. If a client jumps or they go oh or laugh, we can utilise all of that and say, yeah, oh, isn't that a surprise? Or laugh along with them, say, isn't that funny that you've just allowed yourself to go into that? And it's all full of praising them for doing exactly what we're asking them to do. I think one of the main reasons why therapists don't do this is fear of failure. They are afraid that the client's saying, oh, what's that about? Oh, I haven't been hypnotised. And therefore, what do you do after that? It's all downhill then, isn't it? Because you can't then say to them, well, I tell you what, how about, sitting back, closing your eyes and let's go for a walk on the beach, because you've blown it by then. So it is the fear of a failure. And with many therapists, and particularly those who are practicing NLP, there are certain techniques that they shy away from, because it really does mean that they have to work hard with these techniques to make sure that they get it right. So the first thing that we are going to do with our client is not explain anything, not tell them. No way would we say, oh, we're going to get you into a rapid trance state, because immediately they are analysing it. So it really is, we've had our pre-talk, we've explained what hypnosis is about, and then we say, oh, well, I'm just going to sit near to you, and I wonder if you wouldn't mind just putting your hand on top of mine. And if we've got good rapport with that client, they're going to do that. Of course, lots of questions could be, well, what if they don't want to? Well, we wouldn't do it then. We just go and sit back down. Or we might question, is there a reason they may not want to be touched? It could be something like that. So having asked them and an agreement, so there is an implied agreement that you are happy to put your hand on top of mine. But at the same time as you're nodding, the client's thinking, what's this? What's going on? They may not want to ask. If we've got good rapport with them, they're probably not going to ask. But I'm then saying, okay, in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 3. And when I do, what I want you to do is to start pushing your hand down and I'll push it back up. So I've given the client something to do. Some men think they're in an arm wrestling match, they'll really start pushing down because they've got all their concentration on that hand. But at the same time, I want the client to look into my eyes. Now, did you notice anything, and what was it that you did notice when you started focusing on my eyes?
That I wasn't focusing.
Right.
My eyes were going in and out of focus.
Ah, right. And in the same way, I was doing exactly the same. So I'm looking at you now normally, but now I'm looking at you and through you. I'm looking right through you. So I've almost gone into that trance state. And therefore, it's almost like a fixed gaze that I've got on you. And for some people, they just can't break away from it. They feel that they just keep wanting to look. So as we've got the 1, 2 and 3, and making sure that the client is and has got that focus with us. So I'm counting the 1, 2, 3, and then you're starting to push down. I'm pushing the other way, and I'm saying, and as you notice, as you're pushing down and as you've got your focus on my eyes, that your eyes begin to become drowsy and droopy, and you might feel that you want to begin to close your eyes now. So I'm giving some commands there, and of course when we're staring at anybody, we can't help but blink at some time. And really this is the bit of coordination that is the most important bit. Because if you closed your eyes and I did nothing, they're still pushing down. You're pushing the other way, you've lost the moment. So it's that moment that the eyes close that we're then going to let the hand go and then say very authoritatively, now sleep, or relax deeper, or anything like that. There's always a confusion about sleep in hypnosis, because hypno comes from the Greek word sleep, but actually we don't sleep, we're just in a daydreamy kind of state. So we could say relax deeper, or some therapists still say sleep now. And there is a real command there that they're going to do that. I then put my hand on your head, just to rotate it very gently, not to pull it off its mountings,
No.
but to rotate it gently, because that causes a little bit of disorientation. And that's okay, the person still feels safe. Your head was down like this. As I would continue to talk to you and go into a deepener, I probably would say something like, now if you want to sit back in the chair and put your head in a more comfortable position, you can, or if you want to stay as you are. So I would be giving that client a choice whether they wanted to stay, because they might feel that there's a real pull on their neck if they stayed like that for 20 or 25 minutes or something. So there's the coordination. That bit always seems to be quite easy with people. They're quite happy with that bit. But it's the eye closure.
Yeah.
Because the minute those eyes go like that, it is bang, right, sleep, it's a hand away, sleep. And that's the bit of the surprise. Some people call it a shock, you know, some people jolt like this, because it has shocked them out of that conscious awareness, and they are just going into that probably stage 1 or maybe even stage 2 of hypnosis.
Yeah.
A little bit more talking through a deepener would easily get them into a stage 3, which is a lovely place to begin making all those suggestions. So that's how a rapid trance goes. And, you know, I don't use it all that often, but it is nice to have that in our toolkit, isn't it? Because if it came to the crunch where you thought this person is so analytical, there is no way they are going to relax, then it's ideal. We could think, I will do this. You know, somebody who's got something like tinnitus, you can't ask them to relax. They don't know what relaxation, they've got a screaming noise in their ear. So the best thing that we can do is to get them into an altered state of awareness. Obviously not use that word relax, because, you know, that's anathema for them at the moment in time. So it's ideal for them. There's plenty of people that it is ideal for. So it's lovely that we can feel confident enough to be able to do it. And I think that I like to think that my students can start to learn this in the same way that I did. Certainly it wasn't taught on the course that I trained on, but I bought myself a video and sat and watched this video 25 times until I could start finding people to practice with, until I felt confident enough to start using it with clients. So I'd already been in probably about a year into my practice and thought, this is a really good technique to get people very quickly into a trance. And there are some people that like this because they feel it's like a bit like stage hypnosis. We call it the bells and whistles, you know, so right, sleep. And they quite like that idea of, you know, rather than a long progressive induction, that they can have this rapid trance state. So you're all sitting there thinking, she's now going to ask me to do this. And, you know, as you know that we work together and we do this one-to-one training, that it is all part of it. And it would be really nice. And you know how easy I can be to go into a trance. So I just want you to have a go. It hasn't got to be perfect by any means at all. And if any part of it you're not sure, then, you know, we'll just go back to the beginning again. Because I know you said, you know, one of the things, you're not sure about it. You don't feel confident about it. But how much more confident do you think you'd feel if you could do this quite easily?
Well, I'd feel a lot more confident.
Good. So shall we swap over then?
Let's try.